Thank you. You may kindly be seated. Again, a very good evening to every one of you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of High Commission of India, I welcome you all to this exclusive business and ethics event. We are truly honored to have such an exceptional gathering with us today to discuss one of the critical topics in the current world, that is the intersection of business and ethics. We are especially honored to have one of the most admired spiritual leaders, philanthropists, and educators of our time, Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar ji, founder of Art of Living Foundation, a global humanitarian movement. His teachings have transformed the lives of millions of people around the world, not only in the realm of spirituality, but also in the fields of business and leadership. Thank you all for being here, and we look forward to an inspiring and enriching experience together. Now, I would like to welcome our High Commissioner, His Excellency, Mr. Mayank Joshi, to give his open remarks.
Thank you, Renuka. Senator the Honorable Roy Chuck, Minister of Justice. Senator the Honorable Auburn Hill, Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Senator the Honorable Dr. Dana Morris Dixon, Minister of Education, Skill, Youth and Information. Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar ji, founder of Art of Living Foundation. We are deeply honored with your gracious presence among us today. Your teachings and guidance inspire millions across the globe, and tonight we are honored to have your insights. Ambassador Sheila Seely Montieth, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Excellencies, Ambassadors and High Commissioners, and members of the Diplomatic Corps and international organizations, members of the Senate and Parliament, Dr. Kevin Blake, Commissioner of Police, His Worship Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby, dear friend, Mr. Errol Johnson, Custos of St. Mary, Ambassador Dushyant Savadia, Special Envoy of Information Technology and Investment and founder of Amber Group, senior officials of Government of Jamaica, Mr. Alok Jain, from the Office of Prime Minister, leaders of the business community of Jamaica, distinguished members of the Indian community residing in Jamaica, the media, and Art of Living Foundation members. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have learnt here, all protocols observed, I'll go on with my speech. I am privileged and honored today to welcome you all to this beautiful day, evening, and precinct of India House in Jamaica. Friends, as the fifth largest economy today, India, that is Bharath, is committed to the vision of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to transform India into a developed country that is a Vikasit Bharath by 2047. In the past 10 years, the global economy has grown by 35%. However, during the same period, India's economy has expanded by nearly 90%. Reform, perform, transform has been our mantra. Our exports have touched 800 billion. India is today recognized as the trade has touched 800 billion. India is today recognized as the pharmacy of the world, an IT superpower, and a digitally resilient digital payment system-driven economy. And Jamaica, on this side of the world, stands as a beacon of macroeconomic stability in the Caribbean region. Its vibrant culture, its energy, reverberates into several sectors on the global scale, be it sports, music, business, or international affairs. Its strategic location in the region, its English-speaking population, and natural resources, its beautiful mountains and beaches, coffee makes Jamaica the land of wood and water, the land of one out of many people, a highly potential business destination for India. I find Jamaica and relations together as significantly complementary, lying on nearly the opposite side when you look at the globe from the top on northern hemisphere. India and Jamaica are not exactly, but nearly the opposite. This links India and Jamaica in a very unique way. India and Jamaica share close and friendly ties which are based on historical and cultural linkages. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, during the visit of Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, to India in October 2024, this month, recently, remarked that India and Jamaica relations are hinged on 4 C's, that is culture, cricket, Commonwealth, and CARICOM. And at the recent CARICOM summit in Georgetown, our Prime Minister again talked about 7 pillars which links CARICOM region to India, that is capacity building, agriculture, renewable energy and climate change, innovation, technology and trade, cricket and culture, ocean economy, and medicine and healthcare. What is interesting is that this is an expansion of the acronym or the word CARICOM from our Prime Minister. The over 70,000 strong Indian diaspora in Jamaica is a solid bridge between our two nations. Not only that, our partnership as countries of Global South has brought us even more closer in issues of mutual concern, such as finance, food, energy, and health security. Therefore, in this 5 months of my tenure here, I believe that this immense goodwill, mutually shared values, and strong cultural ties between our two great nations lays a solid foundation for a mutually beneficial trade, investment, and economic partnership also. There is a lot that can be done. India has a strong partnership which it is building with CARICOM and Latin America, this region. The distances between India and Latin America, CARICOM region, are shrinking every day. Our current trade with Latin America region is roughly $50 billion. We have 35 line of credits active in this region. And in his speech last year, our Honorable External Affairs Minister, Dr. Shankar, stated that his vision is to see this region develop into an economy, India and Latin America, into an economy of $100 billion by 2028. Why is this important for Jamaica? Because out of this growing partnership in this region, I find a lot that can be done with Jamaica. And certainly, Jamaica needs to be and will be a part of this opportunity and potential which we are looking at. We are looking at Jamaica, and Jamaica is ready to embrace India. The recent visit of Prime Minister Holness to India, the first ever bilateral visit of Jamaica's Prime Minister, triggered major things to come. We signed 4 memorandum of understandings: sports, culture, exchange, digital payment, and digital public infrastructure. In addition to that, artificial intelligence and digitization in India is rapidly gaining pace, and we see a lot of activity tending towards Latin America from India. Therefore, I urge all the business community present here today, all the Indian community present here today, senior officials and government, that we need to look at this opportunity and see how we can benefit in select sectors, not all, select sectors. The focus can be, for start, capacity building, education, healthcare, digital technology, hospitality management, and renewable energy. Let's work together and see how we can make the most benefit out of this opportunity. In conclusion, let us explore the synergies between our nations, invest in each other's strength, and build a partnership rooted in trust and shared values. I also look forward to the insights of Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji to enlighten us today and provide a direction. Thank you so much, all of you. Have a wonderful evening. Wagwan.
Thank you, sir, for your warm and inspiring words and for fostering the strong relationship between India and Jamaica. Let us now invite our first speaker of the day. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Shelette Cox, President of JAMPRO, Jamaica Promotions Corporation, who will share her remarks. Ms. Cox, the floor is yours.
His Excellency Mayank Joshi, High Commissioner of India in Jamaica, Senator the Honorable Obin Hill, my portfolio minister and the Minister of Industry, Investments and Commerce, Senator Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon, Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information, Minister Delroy Chok, Minister of Justice, Ambassador Dushant Savadia, founder and CEO of the Amber Group, other ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, or His Worship, the Mayor of Kingston, and Mr. Johnson, the Custos of St. Mary, Gurudev, Sri Ravi Shankar, our esteemed speaker this evening, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, a very pleasant good evening to you all. It is indeed my honor and privilege to address you today at this significant business outreach event hosted by the Indian High Commission in Jamaica with support from the Jamaica Promotions Corporation, JAMPRO. As Jamaica's Export and Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency, I want to extend a special thank you to High Commissioner Joshi for working with us at JAMPRO. And though he's still very new to the job, he mentioned just being 5 months in, I want to commend him for hitting the ground running and showing a deep dedication to achieving the vision of increased partnership and collaboration between our countries. I especially want to welcome Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar to the beautiful island of Jamaica. Your global message of peace reminds us that in a world often marked by division, spirituality and peace are vital cornerstones for any sustainable development and growth of a country. We are delighted to have you and look forward to the inspiration and wisdom that you will share. This evening's event celebrates and further strengthens the long-standing but still growing and evolving bond between Jamaica and India, a relationship founded on shared values, vibrant cultures, and a steadfast commitment to economic collaboration. The partnership between our two countries has flourished remarkably in recent years, evidenced by the steady growth of bilateral trade, which reached an impressive 116 million in fiscal year 23-24, a 26% increase on the previous year. This upward trajectory reflects the dedication of both nations to nurturing mutual economic prosperity. In the last 2 years, since I have been president of JAMPRO, I am pleased to say that I have welcomed not one, not two, but 4 delegations from India. And in June of this year, we were pleased to facilitate the International Startup Fund's Global CXO Summit. This landmark event brought in esteemed Indian delegation of over 15 companies to our shores and highlighted Jamaica's potential as a hub for investment and collaboration in sectors such as knowledge process outsourcing, business process outsourcing, agri-tech, fintech, and creative industries. The conversations initiated at the summit underscores the synergies between our two countries and opened new doors for strategic partnerships. Just this year alone, we at JAMPRO are very pleased to have facilitated 2 investment projects, one in digital services and one in agriculture, with principals that are from India. And I believe that this is only a sign of even bigger and better things to come. Most recently, a milestone moment in our relationship occurred during the historic visit of our Prime Minister, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, to India. And coming on the heels of our opening Jamaica's High Commission in New Delhi, this engagement served to strengthen the bridge between our two countries. As home to Jamaica's Film Commission, we at JAMPRO are particularly excited about the discussions held on cooperation and collaboration to boost Jamaica's film industry. And we look forward to furthering the discussions on the possibility of a Jamaica-Indian co-production treaty that will see more Jamaican and Indian producers working together to tell the stories of our combined history and our shared heritage. This evening, as we gather, we have a unique opportunity to capitalize on this momentum. It is an opportunity for dialogue, collaboration, and visionary thinking that can propel our business and trade relationships to new heights. JAMPRO remains committed to working with the business community in harnessing the full potential of our bilateral ties. And we are confident that together we can achieve transformative growth. I look forward to this evening's insightful discussions and the promising opportunities for the future that will undoubtedly emerge from this event. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening.
Marks and the important work JAMPRO continues to do in Jamaica. We now have the privilege of hearing special remarks from someone who plays a vital role in the growth of Jamaica's industries and investments. Please welcome Senator the Honorable Aubin Hill, Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Senator Hill, we are honored to have you with us this evening.
Honorable Delroy Truck, Minister of Justice, I noticed that you were just promoted to the upper house, but you're still an MP. Senator, the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon, the Minister of Education, Youth, Upskilling and everything else. She has a huge ministry to manage. Honorable Brian Sykes, who is our Chief Justice. Ambassador Sealy Monteith, who is the Permanent Secretary and really the head of the Diplomatic Corps at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Excellency Mayank Joshi, our host this evening. Thank you very much for this. You've kept off the rain. The rain has come in the past 2 days, so you arranged that very, very well. My own permanent secretary, Mr. Sancia Bennett Templo, the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, and of course, the very reason we're here this evening, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. We're so happy to have this most outstanding teacher and worldwide leader across many, many countries. Millions of people listen to him, are benefiting from him. And we in Jamaica are very, very privileged to have you here this evening, Guru. We're very, very happy to have you. Of course, we have ambassadors, other people from the Diplomatic Corps. Happy to have you here. I know we have the Commissioner of Police. We have very distinguished people from the press. If they don't take the record, the event probably never happened. So we're happy to have them. But especially, I have had the pleasure of living in India and visiting the country over 100 times. I stopped counting. Experiences that have truly shaped my admiration for its rich culture, current visionary leadership, and transformative history. It's a long history, 5,000 years, long time. I've developed a deep admiration for the leaders who guided India's independence movement, especially, of course, Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. This profound respect fuels my commitment to nurturing strong relations between my home, Jamaica, and India. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with immense pride and heartfelt joy that I greet you today as the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, Jamaica's Business Ministry, to celebrate the strong and ever-growing relationship between Jamaica and India. Our bond has grown over the years, deeply rooted in our shared history, vibrant culture, and growing economic ties and strong democracy. India, the largest democracy in the world, the largest democracy in the Commonwealth, the largest economy in the Commonwealth. India has a lot for us to admire, and to be able to keep a country of that size and that size in population together is an amazing achievement. And this evening, I'm asking you to give India a special round of applause. Since the arrival of Indian nationals to Jamaica as indentured laborers between 1845 and 1917, our relationship has been strengthened by common linkages such as parliamentary democracy, membership in the Commonwealth of Nations, and our mutual love for cricket. I can remember when there was no Mr. Tendulkar or Mr. Rohit whatever. And we went to India and dominated the place. Boy, times have changed. But we both still love cricket a great deal because the Indian IPL makes sure that our West Indians and Jamaicans, Chris Gayle especially, and I can tell you this because I know it's true, Chris Gayle is much more popular than Usain Bolt, if you can imagine it. Much more popular in India, and Usain Bolt is big. But Chris Gayle is a giant in Indian cricket. Today, this relationship prospers more than ever, driven by a shared vision of prosperity for both our nations. Prime Minister Andrew Holness' recent visit, really a historic visit to India, has set the stage for a new era of Jamaica-India relations. This landmark visit, the first by a Jamaican head of government to India, has opened doors for future collaboration in vital sectors such as trade, technology, education, and tourism. Tourism especially. Prime Minister Andrew Holness' engagement with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and other key leaders has led to the signing, as you heard, of 4 MOUs, significant memorandum of understanding, including cooperation in sports, digital transformation, a cultural exchange program, and a digital payments partnership, something that, as my cabinet colleagues will tell you, even this past Monday, we discussed at cabinet, and that's all I can tell you about what we discussed at cabinet. Okay. These agreements really are outstanding. Others signed before, such as the MOU between the Scientific Research Council and others like the MOU between the National Small Industries Corporation Limited and the Jamaica Business Development Corporation, JBDC, another of the 20 agencies in my ministry. JAMPRO is one, and one of the leading ones, of course. An agency of my ministry, that JBDC is, are designed to strengthen our economic ties, encourage innovation among more Jamaicans, and promote really greater collaboration across various fields. India's presence in the Caribbean is growing. We've heard that Prime Minister Modi was just in Guyana. India has long has been actively strengthening its presence in the Caribbean, recognizing this region's strength and importance. It's not just that we have economic arrangements to make, but we have international relations. I have been involved since I've been in government in various calls that say, hey, we have a candidate going up for this position in an international fora, and we're asked to vote as Jamaica. The CARICOM has 14 votes, independent votes at the United Nations. So it's not just that we want to move from 50 billion to 100 billion, as we do want to do that, but there's also very, very strong reasons to be close to India, because we support each other, again, as democracies. I have led 3 export missions to Guyana, where Prime Minister Modi was, and Jamaica is building that relationship. We're glad to see Guyana really developing its oil industry. They have declared 11 billion barrels of oil. Now, I've lived in the Middle East for 21 years. Many people have no idea how Guyana is going to change. I have been encouraging Jamaicans. I've taken 3 trade missions to Guyana. 35, 73, and 61 business people, maybe 5 or 6 of those numbers are government people. Because I know what happens to a country, and yes, we know what we have to do with green energy, but Guyana does have 11 billion barrels of oil. Suriname has another billion that they've declared. I imagine that Exxon, being the lead driller, has probably more than the 11 billion. So, rightly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is seeking to secure maybe 2 billion barrels of oil from the Caribbean. Guyana is leading that effort. We're happy to see that our CARICOM neighbor is leading with that relationship in India, because it augurs well for all of us. The strength of India's economy, ranked among the top 5 in the world and projected to be the 3rd largest in 2030, is further bolstered by the status of the world's most populous country. And it's not just the most populous country. China is big, 1.3 billion. India is 1.4 billion people. But India has a young population. When I looked at maybe 5-7 years ago, I looked at a study by PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they were saying by 2035 to 40, maybe 2040 to 2045, India could be the largest economy in the world. It might be close, and the reason for that is because of the youth of its population. We in Jamaica must make sure we make sure those ties are bound between our 2 nations as we look at developing that wonderful relationship with this great country. We're looking to see Indians investing in Jamaica. We are not looking for loans. Prime Minister has made it very clear that even as we pivot, we're not pivoting to borrow to build an economy. We're pivoting to make sure we are efficient, upskilled. My dear Minister, Dana Morris-Dixon, with that, she has the biggest operating budget in the cabinet. $163 billion. That wonderful petite minister you see there has the biggest budget. Now, that must be progress, eh? With that, we know that Minister of Finance spends more money because it has to pay the debts and the interest rates. But the operating budget in in the cabinet, the biggest one, is education, because we know how vital it is. We know how India has changed itself through education. My career was built by Indians in the Middle East. I remember hiring Sunil Sivanand with 2 IIT degrees, a first degree and a second degree, to run my IT business at the National Bank of Oman. The reason why I've been to India so many times, it was my recruiting ground, because you could get really, really smart Indians who knew banking. I didn't have to teach them. They knew banking. I could put them into positions, and so I did. I brought 15 of those Indians from the Middle East with me to help run NCB when I came to take it over. And in fact, if we didn't bring them, you wouldn't know this, but we were putting in Finacle, which is, guess who owns Finacle? Infosys. I think we were the first bank, Guru, that put in Infosys, High Commissioner, as a banking solution. And we were there early in the game. So we have a long tie with India. I know how bright Indians are. And we want to make sure, I'm so happy Prime Minister Holness did get to go this time. And I know Ambassador Dushyant was with him. And we're very happy to see that you, Ambassador, have been so good to bring Gurudev here this evening and for the last few days. No, you had a meeting with the Prime Minister this morning. I'm sure it went very, very well. And we know, I'm saying that we are pleased that the Prime Minister made these arrangements, especially in upskilling our people and the technology that we need, because if we're going to lead, and we are going to lead in the Caribbean, the only place is to go forward. If we are going to continue to lead, we're going to have to be a lot more efficient and digitized than we are today. I know Dushyant is helping us with his Amber business, and he's sitting right next to the Minister of Education. Right place for you guys to be. But there are Indian companies here that we must highlight. The Biopress Group, they're a big, they started off, I know Dr. Guna Mupuri came here as a young doctor to work in our hospitals and develop a huge business, investing millions of dollars here, and is building a medical college and other business here. So Biopress is big. We have Dr. Reddy's laboratory, just invested about $1 million in business here in Jamaica. Sagility Jamaica, which has been here in our BPO sector. They employ 3,800 Jamaicans, so you can understand we love them. Guardsman Group, who has been here, Kenny Benjamin came here many, many years ago, became a naturalized Jamaican. The Guardsman Group, of course, has 8,000 employees and operates in 9 countries, and Jamaica is its headquarters. So we're pleased to see the development and progress that Indians have made in Jamaica, and I want to continue to see that happening. But as we come this evening, we're very happy to have Guru Sri Ravi Shankar here. I'm so tempted to say Ravi Shankar because, you know, I'm sort of there with the Beatles and Ravi Shankar, and it was... Then I had to check. I checked again and see, because I know where Ravi Shankar is, and he's not here with us. So I checked, and it was good to see you here. A particular significant aspect of the strengthening ties between our nations is the presence of Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar here this evening. Your leadership and engagement with the Jamaican business community today signifies a deepening relationship that transcends economics and touches deep into our cultural spheres. Your work is helping to create greater understanding and collaboration from the grassroots level and within the corporate and governmental sectors as well, as you speak about business and ethics, something that we all have to be very concerned about and very much in supporting it. We look forward to getting significant non-tangible benefits from your time with us. And we know we've had some tangible benefits. I've read the newspaper, Ambassador. So I know we've had some tangible benefits. But there are some very important non-tangible ones that we're looking to have as well, as Gurudev speaks to us. And we want to share those benefits with the millions of followers, the millions of beneficiaries that Gurudev has had in the hundreds of countries around the world. We're happy to have him here in Jamaica. But we also have been doing the recognizing of Indians. I must acknowledge the deep historical connection between our countries, symbolized by the statues in streets, not statutes, but statues and streets named after Indian leaders. The statue of Mahatma Gandhi depicting, if you'll allow me, we have a little breeze here, so I'm fighting with the paper, but I'll get there. The statue of Mahatma Gandhi depicting the famous Dandi March and donated by the ICCR was installed in July 2012 at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus. I remember visiting that occasion. Another statue of the Mahatma has also been installed at the Jamaica Library Service to commemorate the 148th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi in October 2, 2017. I was certainly at that. The latest renaming of a road in Kingston was done in honor of Dr. Bimrao Ambedkar, a most able but humble Indian jurist, economist, and social reformer whom I greatly admire. Dr. Ambedkar had an MA and PhD from Columbia, an MSc and DSc, Doctor of Science in Economics, from the London School of Economics. And he was really, for the Jamaicans who may not have known, he's called the father of the Indian Constitution by some. He chaired the Constitutional Committee that wrote the Constitution that made sure women's rights were enshrined from 1948. Not 1968, not 2018, but from 1948. In fact, I suspect, Ambassador Duchamp, that it was written in probably 1947, because that's when the Assembly would have studied it. So I'm so pleased this evening, very pleased, to see all of us here to recognize Gurudev. Let this growing collaboration between India, the world's largest democracy and the largest economy in the Commonwealth, and Jamaica, the largest democracy in CARICOM, become a great example to our region and indeed to many across the world as to how a big country and a small country, because of shared values, can have a wonderful collaboration. Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, welcome to Jamaica.
Thank you, Senator Robin-Hill, for your continued leadership in fostering a prosperous business environment in Jamaica. It is now time to learn more about an extraordinary movement that has touched millions around the world. I am pleased to invite Ambassador Dushyant Savadia, founder and CEO of Amber Group, who will be providing an introduction to Art of Living. Ambassador Savadia, the stage is yours.
Very good evening. In the interest of time, all protocols observed. And Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar, welcome to Jamaica. I just want to go off script for only 30 seconds. Senator Robin-Hill mentioned about Chris Gale. When I traveled with Prime Minister to India, and we met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, then we met the President of India, and then we met the Vice President of India. The Vice President of India said, you know, Dushyant, the manufacturing of cricket balls in India went through the roof. I said, why? He said, because of Chris Gayle, he puts all the balls out of the stadiums. But it is my absolute pleasure this evening and have Shri Ravi Shankar, Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar at this India House in Jamaica. It is an immense honor to stand before you today on this remarkable occasion where we celebrate not only the transformative work of Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar and the Art of Living Foundation, but also the deep enduring bond between India and Jamaica. Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar is not just a spiritual leader, he is also one of the most revered global ambassador of peace, compassion and transformation. Through his vision and tireless efforts, the Art of Living Foundation which originated in India, has touched the lives of over 500 million people across the world. From empowering individuals to fostering communities, Gurudev's message of unity and harmony resonates in every corner of the globe, including right here in Jamaica. As a proud Jamaican of Indian descent, it fills me with immense pride to witness how the teachings and practices of the Art of Living Foundation have found fertile ground in this wonderful Jamaica too. The Foundation's work in stress management, mental wellness, and community building has transformed countless lives here and all across the world, bringing peace and purpose to many. Today is a particularly special day for all of us as we celebrate a historic moment. Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar has been awarded the key to the city of Kingston by Lord Mayor Councillor Andrew Straby. This recognition is a testament to his unparalleled contribution to humanity, his commitment to Jamaica, and the resonance of his teachings with the Jamaican spirit. Earlier today, Gurudev also met with the Most Honorable Prime Minister Andrew Holness, making another milestone in strengthening ties between Jamaica and India. It is with great joy that I also announce a significant partnership. Amber Group, in conjunction with the Art of Living Foundation, has presented a letter of intent for $5 million aid to the government of Jamaica. This initiative will focus on education, rural development, and prisoner rehabilitation, critical areas that will shape Jamaica's future for generations to come. This partnership is deeply personal for me. As the founder of the Amber Group, a conglomerate born out of the inspiration from the values of the Art of Living Foundation, I've always believed in aligning business success with service to humanity. From humble beginnings, Amber Group has grown to 13 companies operating in 100 countries. While we are proud of our business achievements, what truly defines us is our commitment to public service and community transformation, a vision rooted in Gurudev's teachings. Gurudev's visit to Jamaica has inspired hundreds of thousands of people, not just through his wisdom, but also through the meaningful conversations he has led on various platforms. His presence reminds us that greatness is measured not by what we achieve, but by the lives we uplift. To my Indian roots, I own my heritage, and to Jamaica, I own my opportunity. Together, they have shaped my identity as someone who strives to give back to the nation and the people that have given me so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all unite in celebrating the power of compassion, the strength in community, and the transformative vision of Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar. Let us work together to honor the ideals of one earth, one family, one future. It is my great honor to invite the host to present a beautiful video which represents the life and work of Gurudev. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ambassador.
In the modern age, technology has connected us like never before, turning the globe into a village. And yet, conflicts still divide us. What can unite the human family? First, Let's step back to the 1950s. As ancient wisdom was being lost to time, a young boy was found in deep meditation in a small village in South India. His name was Ravi Shankar. From the beginning, he combined both worlds, the ancient and the modern, age-old values and the latest science. A prodigy even at the age of 4, he shocked teachers when they found him reciting by memory ancient passages from the Bhagavad Gita. He went on to become steeped in Gandhi's legacy of nonviolence and also a keen student of physics. His viewpoint also expanded beyond normal geographic borders. This child would tell neighbors, "I have family everywhere." Since then, he has gone on to leave a unique mark on the world, inspiring millions through wisdom, through service, and through celebration. From his youth, Gurudev has revived ancient knowledge and given people practical tools and techniques to improve their lives, helping reduce stress and anxiety, find calm, improve sleep, improve relationships.
It is stress which is the cause of violence in life. Whether it is violence towards oneself or the aggression that one has towards others, the basic of this is stress.
One of Gurudev's unique offerings to break the chain of stress and aggression is sky breath meditation, or Sudarshan Kriya, a powerful breathing technique that he introduced in 1981 when he founded the Art of Living. He soon started teaching handfuls of people in India, all by word of mouth. And word spread, and soon people the world over, from Norway to Argentina, from Mongolia to Nova Scotia, were inviting him to teach in their homes and communities. Since the movement's humble origins, he has grown the Art of Living across 180 countries, reaching over 500 million people. Gurudev started the Art of Living service projects by saving a sinking school which had no funds. This small act, housed in his own home, grew into more than 1,000 free schools across India, including some of the country's most undeveloped regions. These schools now educate and feed more than 82,000 children. His vision has grown from there to inspire volunteers globally and in our own local communities. Projects range from education and peace building to the environment and mental health and wellness. Across North and South America and Europe, trainers have touched the lives of over 350,000 students in over 200 schools. Youth learn effective techniques to reduce anxiety, manage emotions, and as a result, decrease infractions and violence.
It's really giving us a framework to make sure that the physical and emotional components of student development are part of our students' everyday experience.
I didn't know how to deal with my stress. I lost my sister, I lost my grandma, I lost my great-grandpa. In my past times, I used to hit people and do violent stuff, but now I just don't. I leave it behind.
These techniques have been taught on over 108 college campuses, and some are even offering courses for credit. Students report better mental health, less anxiety, and more social connection and interconnection.
I had just gotten to campus and I was really struggling with a lot of mental health issues. You know, I had social anxiety. I couldn't even make eye contact like I'm making with you right now. I think really the only reason I'm able to stand here with a smile on my face right now is because of Sky Campus Happiness.
The Veterans Program has brought stress and trauma relief to veterans and their families. The subject of fascinating scientific research, it has also been featured in documentaries like Free the Mind and Almost Sunrise.
I'm not taking any medication for anxiety. I'm not taking any sleep aids. I'm not taking any meds. That is not a giant step, that's a giant leap.
In 1991, Gurudev launched courses in prisons. This program helps to break the cycle of violence and offers lasting change to prison inmates. To date, over 800,000 prisoners around the world have been touched by this project.
I actually look forward to fights. But now since doing this course, I'm a total different person. I can now walk away from a fight.
In our cities, Gurudev's programs are helping to build trust and peace in communities, including building bridges between law enforcement and former gang members. Gurudev's work for dialogue and harmony have made him a global ambassador of peace. Through his inspiration and trainings, thousands of militants and terrorists have laid down their arms and chosen peace.
We had been taught to operate guns and train other youth. But now, since meeting Shri Shri, we realized we had chosen the wrong path. We now want to spread love and non-violence in Kashmir.
In the Middle East, Gurudev has visited Iraq several times and addressed peace conferences to bring hope to the nation. In the 2010s, he led peace talks in South America. The result helped halt a vicious 52-year-old cycle of violence between the FARC and the Colombian government.
Ojalá podamos los colombianos abrazar pronto el principio gandiano de la no violencia. Coincidimos con el maestro Shankar.
The Art of Living has also been working towards healing the environment. Over 70 rivers and thousands of water bodies in India have been revived. And in the face of natural and man-made disasters, Gurudev has inspired a wave of service. He has mobilized trauma and disaster relief for people in crisis around the world. When asked about the motto for his organization, Gurudev often says it's making life a celebration, and that we come to see the whole world as one family. Out of this vision of family, of humanity, of celebration was born the World Culture Festival, a global event series on an Olympic scale. It's brought together over 7 million people from 155 countries in Bangalore, Berlin, New Delhi, and Washington, D.C. The most recent event hosted over 1 million people on the National Mall in D.C. and the largest in-person meditation event in U.S. history. From world leaders to the tens of thousands of performers to the enthusiastic participants, World Culture Festival is a glimpse of the world in all its diversity, united as one family. Gurudev's vision for the world is to see a smile on every face and to create a stress-free, violence-free society.
All of you who've come today, this is a very special Kairos moment. I think about all that has transpired in our nation and in our world. And this is the right time, the right place, the right day for the Art of Living to come and talk about peace. All who love peace, let me hear you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Washington, D.C. and the whole world, we declare open the Art of Living 4th installment of the World Culture Festival.
Thank you. Thank you for playing the beautiful video on the life and work of Gurudev. Thank you, Ambassador, for arranging this. And now is the moment we have all been waiting for. We are all privileged to hear from an iconic spiritual leader, humanitarian, and the founder of the Art of Living Foundation. Please join me in welcoming Gurudev, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar, who will now address on the profound topic of business and ethics. Gurudev, we are so honored to have you with us this evening. Thank you.
Please, please. Honorable His Excellency, the Ambassador of India to Jamaica, Honorable Ministers, Senators, Honorable Justice, and other dignitaries present here. We have heard very extensively about how we all can benefit by collaboration, cooperation in the field of business, and how it is so important for us to have a vision for the future. I won't elaborate much, but I would like to, on a lighter note, I would like to say something. You know, the word Jamaica is very popular in India in almost every household. You know how? Ask me how. Jamai means son-in-law. If you leave the last two words and say Jamai, that means son-in-law. And if you leave the first two words and say Maika, is mother's home. So, every village, people are very proud to invite their son-in-law home, and every girl wants to go to their mother's home. So in this sense, this word is very popular, very common, commonly used. Well, this morning when I met with the Prime Minister, I mentioned to him, no, I feel that I have just come to a room of my own family. We in India have always considered the whole world as one family, one global family. Call it Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is the ideal with which we have grown up. We have heard that you should consider everyone is part of the family. We have always prayed, even in the prayers, I said, Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. May everyone be happy on this planet. This is the prayer you would see resonate in people of India. Well, we are all connected, we are all united. When it comes to business, let's be in business now. What is needed? Business has to work from head, not too much from the heart. Business is giving less and getting more. Otherwise, it's not business. You buy a banana for whatever, 20 cents, and you sell it for 25 cents. Right? So you are giving less and taking more. That is business. Service is you give more and take nothing or get a little bit something. You just receive thanks. They are completely opposite, but well, they are very complementary to each other. One you do with your heart, another you do with your head. And human life is a combination of both. Ethics is a subject of heart, but it also has a role to play with our minds. You don't want, being a businessman, you don't want your vendors to cheat you. And so we have to have the same yardstick for our customers. What you don't want your vendors to do to you, you don't do to your customer. This is the basic code, basic line of ethics. Ethics is very important business. Business thrives on disruption. There should be disruption in business. Disruption, development, dynamism be part of business. At the same time, compassion, concern, commitment is part of it too. If there is no commitment, you cannot have a successful business. So the commitment comes from a state of mind which has integrity, which have innovative spirit, and which is confident. Are you all here? So disruption is essential, but not unethical disruption. Unethically, you can rise higher in business, but in no time you can fall also. You will fall. And this we have seen over and again. Wherever some business homes have really risen up, unethical way, they have ended up in some place where they have to count the bars there. So ethics in business is for sustainable development, sustainable business growth. This is very important, especially with young people. Keeping this in mind, RWM started a program called the Global Forum for Ethics in Business in cooperation with the European Parliament. So every year in European Parliament we have instituted a prize, and there is a jury which would select different business houses and give them the award for showcasing the younger generation, for the entrepreneurs and budding business leaders, to give them a model. Yeah, you can be ethical and still grow. The misnomer is, if you follow ethics, you cannot really flourish in business. You have to do all that hanky-panky things in order to grow in business. You have to tell lies in order to grow in business. This is a misnomer. So there are institutions, there are business houses, there are entrepreneurs who have towed the path of ethics and still have been successful. And these models have to be exhibited to inspire and to inspire the younger generation and get them out of this misnomer. What do you think? Yeah. Again, when there is peace, only then prosperity can come. They are sort of, they are together, they are married. Peace and prosperity. Peace, productivity, prosperity, they are all connected. If there is no peace, you can't think, you can't be innovative. If you are worried, you can't do anything that is meaningful, that's useful, for either for you or for the society. It's very important to see that there is peace in the mind and peace in the environment. Only a violence-free atmosphere is congenial for development. In 2010, 2014, 2010, 2011, 2012 and all, there are 200 districts in India which were much below poverty line, and development was nearly zero in these areas because we had different type of disturbances. There was violence and all that. There were Naxalite violence, that's the red terror, or what we call as. And in these situations, no businessman would want to go to these districts and start any business. After the coming of our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, this whole scenario has changed. In this short span of 10 years, he has transformed India to a much, much peaceful, much prosperous place where infrastructure has developed like never before. If you come to India now and you have not been there for the last 10 years, you will be really surprised. You are in for surprise. You will see the infrastructure is so much better. The peace has been well established in almost all parts of India, except just few districts are still left, but they are also so much better now. So when there is peace, then people would come and invest, industries come, productivity happens there, then prosperity comes. When there is prosperity, it leads to more harmony in society. So this interconnectivity of peace and prosperity is largely ignored. In the United Nations, last time I also mentioned this, that there is so much emphasis on security, though in one breath we say peace and security, very little attention is given to peace, only security is being given a huge budget. So if every nation allots 0.1% of their defense budget to peace education, world would be, I tell you, definitely a better place. Because we are not paying much attention to peace. In 2015, when the World Yoga Day was declared, in United Nations, I had the privilege of leading them through meditation. The then Secretary General of United Nations, Ban Ki-moon, you know what he said? Gurudev, we need this meditation before every negotiation. Then people can listen. Today, the listening has gone so down, you know. Our attention span has shrunk. People don't listen to each other. Haven't you had this experience? You have been talking to somebody and they're off. Our attention span today, according to psychologists, is only 30 seconds. More than 30 seconds, you can't hold people's attention, mind. 40% of our school teachers are depressed in the world. Classroom violences have skyrocketed. Domestic violence have tripled after COVID. In this state of affairs, how can we really create a happy society? The purpose of any business is to bring prosperity. And the purpose of prosperity is to bring happiness to individuals and society. If the prosperity doesn't bring happiness, you have good bed, but you have anxiety and sleeplessness. What's the point? You have good meal, but you can't eat. You have problem in digestion. And this is what is happening in the world today. Don't you agree with me? Where there is prosperity also, we are unable to see that there is happiness. We are unable to really enjoy what nature has given to us. This is such a beautiful country. So much richness of nature is here. If you observe the nature, your mind can become so calm and become pleasant. And you have a platform to serve the society. But when you are so stressed, you are caught up in your own aversions, cravings, and anger and hatred, nothing appears beautiful. Nothing appears good. Life appears to be a burden. Every 40 seconds, one person is committing suicide on the planet today. Mental health has become the biggest challenge world over. In Washington, D.C., all the government, all the buildings, business district buildings are all empty. Nobody there. Why no one wants to come and work from the office? When nobody wants to come to office and work in group, and we all confine ourselves to our gadgets into a limited sphere of social interaction, then loneliness is what we see as a result. Can you imagine? In spite of the superpower like United States of America, 44% of the population is feeling lonely. There's loneliness in this country. Just imagine how much it would be in many other parts of the world when there are many other challenges. In United Kingdom, for the first time, I would really appreciate UK for really opening the ministry of loneliness for the first time in the world, recognizing how important it is to address these challenges. Unless we address these challenges, we can't have prosperity. When we don't have prosperity, there is no happiness. And happiness being the real goal of any governance. The governance of the government is there to bring happiness, comfort to people. And it cannot just happen with giving them some money or welfare benefits. In the welfare should be included the mental health as well. Keeping this in view, the United Nations, the World Health Organization have declared 21st of December as World Meditation Day. Now, what is meditation? Meditation calms the mind and helps one mentally, emotionally resilient. It helps one to recharge one's battery, so as to say. Meditation boosts our immune system 5 times. There are more than 100 research papers that has been published. And so this would help both the business community and the bureaucrat community to gear up to the challenges of today. And, to make our planet more healthy, happy, and beautiful. I know it's quite late now. With these few words, I thank you all for having me here and being here in this beautiful country. And to see you all and is such a honor and such a pleasure for me. And I would like to welcome you all. Those of you who have never been to India, do visit India. I know Honorable Senator has visited more than 100 times. He has already recommended many of you to, he has done the job which I wanted to say, and our Indian ambassador is here. He is going to provide visas and all that necessary thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gurudev. Now we are open to question and answer session. If anyone is wanting to come forward to ask any questions to Gurudev. Anyone?
I don't think they have any questions, do they?
I see someone. Yeah.
One question is there. Okay. I'll take a couple of questions. Yeah, sure. You can say, I will repeat the question.
Well, first of all, my name is Angie Martinez. I'm the ambassador of the Dominican Republic to Jamaica. I feel blessed to be this evening with you, Master. Thank you very much for that opportunity, for that privilege to all of us. And I really have a curiosity. I would like to know, because you have a remarkable journey, we all follow you, and we just saw also, who doesn't follow you, just saw the video that show a little bit of the amazing things that you have give to the humanity. But I would like to know which one has been your most challenging experience in your life?
Oh, yeah.
And what that experience has taught you about wisdom?
Yeah, due to paucity of time, I wouldn't go into all the details. But yes, when we started 44 years back, people wouldn't believe what I would say, that it is simple and it's something that is needed. You know, those days people would be thinking, oh, meditation is not for the mainstream. It was someone who is out there, things like that. You know, when I would talk about environment, and we had to protect the environment, we had to plant more trees, I tell you, that was not the mainstream narration at all. Nobody thought about environment 40 years back, 50 years back. That time they said only development. And development is development, that's it. But cutting the tree was not a concern for them at all. But I'm so glad today we have a Ministry of Environment in almost every country on the planet. Similarly, mental health was never recognized. There was always prejudice about mental health. Even those who had some mental issues, our prejudice would not recognize that or deny it. And today, it has changed. There has been a recognition for that. There's been recognition for yoga and meditation. And that's very interesting. Things do change, yeah. In short, I would say, violence-free society, disease-free body, confusion-free mind, inhibition-free intellect, trauma-free memory, sorrow-free soul. This is the birthright of every individual.
Hi, thank you for being here. I just wondered, when you have quite a large chunk of our population that are in what I call survival mode, every day their focus is on physiological needs, food, clothing, shelter, and a lot of them are in violent-prone communities as a result of that clamoring for those physiological needs. And I've noticed you having a lot of success on your videos in other violent-prone areas. I just wondered if you have any advice for the leaders who are here today, what works, the best practices, and so on that we can use to effect that transformation here in Jamaica.
Art of Living is very much committed for a most happier Jamaica. We would like to bring our techniques and our programs, courses. We have designed 57 different workshops, and we would like to bring these workshops. Some are already here. I would like to train more teachers from the rural areas and communities, so that those people can take care of the social and mental health of that area. So we very much would like to train young people here. We had a discussion with Minister of Justice and Education as well, that this is one area that we would definitely would like to be part of, and do whatever help we can. Yeah. You see, when we are hungry, we have restaurants everywhere. We can go to restaurants and eat. When we want to do exercise, there are gymnasiums. And women, if they want to have beautification, they go to beauty parlor. But there is no place where people can go and dump their anger and their frustration, their low energy, and feel happy and come out. Such happiness centers are needed, I think, in every city. What do you think?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah? And if people here start to build happiness centers, we will give you all the know-how, all the technology, all the necessary things to maintain them. Yeah.
Gurudev, blessings and love. I don't have a question. I just want to welcome you to Jamaica. I'm a member of cultural group whose message is peace and love. And it's wonderful to have you here at this time at this time of the year, we celebrate the birth of a man who had just that message, the message of peace and love, as important for the world. And I hope that your message, your time here in Jamaica, is influential over the entire country. Thank you very much for being here. One love.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Julianne Dixon from Jamaica Sotheby's International Realty. I want to say thank you so much for your wisdom. My question to you today is, what do you think is driving the anxiety in today's generation, as I suffer a lot from it?
There could be many causes of anxiety, but solution I know how to get rid of it. And we have a protocol, anxiety, sleep and anxiety protocol, which helps you to get rid of anxiety and have good sleep. This is so much to do with our breath and our state of mind. And you may just contact our Art of Living teachers and members here, or go into our website. You can find that, yeah. We will do more of those work here too. I know, it's so much needed in the world, yeah.
Guruji, good evening too. So I had a question. You talked a lot about peace and prosperity. Could you touch a little bit on fear? Because this is about business and ethics. And in the energetic world, for example, blood would not be thicker than water. But in the lived world, blood is most certainly thicker than water. And as you would say, if first principles are shaky, then it can be garbage in, garbage out. So if the lived experience is different to the energetic experience, and therein lies the interplay of fear and what we don't know, what comes beyond, how do we address that in the soul of things, so to speak, for the youth?
Whether it is fear, anxiety, or anger, all these emotions, these negative emotions, which bring down the energy of human life, human consciousness, can all be addressed just knowing little bit about it. See, we know nothing about our body. We know very little about our body, very little about our breath. Actually, we don't know anything about our breath. Nothing about our mind or emotions are taught to us, or we studied them. We don't know the relationship between the breath, the sensation, and the emotions. If we learn even a little bit on this, we can change the way we feel. We don't have to feel helpless when we feel depressed, angry, or upset. We have the power to change our feelings. We have the power to, rise above the negativities. And this is what I've been talking about as the sky breathing techniques, in which we learn a lot about our emotions and how we can really snap out of fear, anxiety, anger, or hatred. Yeah. Thank you.
Namaste, Guruji. Welcome to Jamaica. Most people, or probably some people, are not very clear about the difference between spiritual versus religious. So if you can please give some insight about the key differences between spiritual versus religious, that will be a good insight for many people here.
Yeah. See, we human beings are made up of both matter and spirit. Our body is made up of amino acid, carbohydrate, proteins, minerals, etc., etc. Our spirit is made up of compassion, love, joy, integrity, honesty, and sense of belongingness, sharpness of intellect, sense of all these qualities of the mind, right? So anything that enhances the inner qualities of peace, joy, compassion, integrity, honesty, all this, I would call up spirituality. Actually, spirituality is the heart of every religion. If there is some one thing that can unite people of all the faiths, that will be spirituality. If there is, even if you're not religious, you're all united in humanness. That humanness is what I would call as spirituality. Religion is we are born to a faith. We believe in certain ways of worship. We believe in certain ways of marriage and in certain modes of cremation. From birth through death, there are several rituals we go through in life. These are all part of religion. Our Christianing, our name is from religion. Our habits and our faith, what we believe, is all religion. I would say in a simple way, religion is the banana skin, spirituality is the banana. Without spirituality, religion has not much value. So, spirituality is the core of every religion. But today what has happened, people have thrown the banana holding on to the skin. And that's why in the name of religion, so many conflicts are happening in the world. No, even in religion, I would like to bring to your notice, there was only one Jesus Christ. Do you know how many sects of Christianity are there today? 72. And each one say, we are the real ones. There was only one prophet, Muhammad. You know how many sections of Islam? 135 sects of Islam. And each one says they are the only right one. Because they have the key to the heaven, no one else. And then the Buddhist, you come to the Buddhist. Only one Lord Buddha. You know how many? 36 schools of Buddhism. In Hinduism, you can't even count. Thousands of saints have come, and it's just a way of life. So many philosophies floating around. And that's a sort of democracy of all different faiths. And same way, indigenous faiths, every nation have got their indigenous people. So I was just in Mexico, I was with the Mayan group there, and it's fascinating to see what they have maintained from thousands of years. The Mayan civilization, and then Maoris in Australia, in New Zealand, they have their own faith system. They say we are not sinners, we are all born from God's grace, so we are all pure beings. That's what the Maoris say. So I would say that all these varieties, differences, are a wealth of the worlds. Instead of getting into conflict with this, we must rejoice the differences. What do you say? Perhaps I was the only spiritual leader who was invited to Pakistan. When I was in Pakistan, I had addressed the university there. A student asked me the question, we believe in one God in India, you believe in many gods. I said, no, we also believe one God, but in many different costumes. We don't put God in a military uniform all the time. Then I gave them a little example. See, here from the wheat you make halwa, that's a sweet dish, and you make many different type of bread from the same wheat. Bread, and there is roti, there is paratha. And then from the same wheat, you also make samosas. I'm sure you're all aware of samosas. It's dinner time. I know you're all hungry now. But the basic is only wheat. From wheat, you need to appreciate, enjoy, and honor diversity. If we can honor diversity, we will put an end to conflicts, religious conflicts, conflicts on sectarian violence, conflicts on all this terrorism. What do you think? Isn't it? Yes. Embrace the differences. Make life richer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gurudev. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our formal program for the evening. On behalf of the High Commission of India in Jamaica, it is my honor and privilege to extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this enlightening event possible. Firstly, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to Honorable Minister Auburn Hill, Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, for sharing your invaluable insights into the dynamic relationship and potential in India-Jamaica economic relations. To Ms. Shellette Cox, President of JAMPRO, thank you for your inspiring remarks on Jamaica's role in global trade and investment and the role business chamber and business community. Your vision of sustainable development aligns perfectly with the theme of this evening's discussions. And also, I would like to thank JAMPRO for inviting all the business community people here in Jamaica, and also to Mr. Lachu Ramchandani for inviting all the business people, Indian community business people in Jamaica. Our sincere thanks to Mr. Dushyant Savadia, representing Amber Group, for your thought-provoking perspective on innovation and your experience and enterprise, which has made the Amber Group exclusively for the growth and positive social impact. Finally, our deepest gratitude to Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, whose profound wisdom has touched our hearts and minds today. Your message on the harmony of ethics and business serves as a beacon for all of us to integrate values into our professional endeavors. Your visit to Jamaica, and especially to India House, marks a historic occasion that will leave a lasting impact on our community. A special note of thanks to all our distinguished guests and participants who have joined us today. Your presence and engagement have enriched the dialogue and made this event truly memorable. Thank you, and High Commissioner and Mrs. High Commissioner, for organizing this event. As we conclude, let us carry forward the knowledge and inspiration gained here today. Together, let us work towards fostering stronger ties, ethical practices, and meaningful progress in all that we do. Thank you all, and have a wonderful evening. Dinner is now served. Please join us for the rest of the evening, where you can network and continue the conversation. Thank you, and have a good night.